Hello, I am Luna of Mysteries of Gnosis. Welcome to the second part of our story, At-Hertons, with Mr. Gnostic and Teuton. Thank you.
So if these At-Hertons weren't spreading holiday cheer, what were they actually up to? What was their role in Marduk's grand scheme?
Well, each brother was responsible for overseeing a vast mining operation in a different part of the world. Remember, Sitchin believes that the Anunnaki were after Earth's resources, particularly gold, for their advanced technology. So these brothers were essentially running massive slave labor camps to extract those resources for their Anunnaki masters.
Okay, so let's break down, who was in charge of what.
Sure. So far, the eldest oversaw the tin and gold mines in the Andes Mountains in South America. Bildad, the middle brother, was in charge of the Anatolian mines, which were rich in magnesite, iron, and other valuable resources.
Okay.
And lastly, we have Eliphaz, the youngest, who controlled the Arabian mines known for their gold, copper, and silver deposits.
So they had a global network of mines, all feeding resources back to the Anunnaki. That's a pretty ambitious operation.
It is. It speaks to the scale of Sitchin's theory. He's essentially proposing that the Anunnaki weren't just a minor influence on human history, they were actively shaping and controlling it from behind the scenes.
And the At-Hertons were their brutal henchmen, carrying out that agenda with an iron fist.
Literally.
Yeah, literally.
And what's fascinating is how Sitchin draws parallels between the methods used in these ancient mining operations and the exploitation that has sadly continued throughout human history. It makes you think about the dark side of resource extraction and the power dynamics at play even today.
Yeah, it definitely adds a whole new layer to the idea of the three wise men, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
So we've got these three brothers, each overseeing a vast mining empire.
Right.
But were they just brutal overlords, or was there more to their story?
Well, that's where things get even more interesting. Sitchin argues that the At-Hertons weren't just brute force, they were also master manipulators, particularly when it came to religion.
Okay, now we're getting into some truly controversial territory.
Yes, we are.
So what exactly does Sitchin claim about their involvement in religion?
Well, he suggests they played a key role in shaping religious narratives to further Marduk's agenda. For example, Sitchin believes they were behind the rewrites and reinterpretations of Sumerian texts that happened in Babylon.
Hold on, rewrites. So he's saying the original Sumerian stories were altered.
That's what Sitchin proposes. He argues that the At-Hertons deliberately twisted these ancient tales to elevate Marduk's status and paint him as this, all-powerful deity.
So instead of faithfully preserving these stories, they were essentially using them as propaganda to bolster Marduk's power.
Exactly. And it wasn't just about rewriting old stories. Sitchin goes even further, suggesting that the At-Hertons were involved in some pretty shocking events.
Like what?
Well, he claims they were involved in the elimination of Marduk's half-brother, a figure some identify as Jesus.
Oh, wow.
And then, to really solidify their control, they allegedly manipulated the teachings of this very same figure to create a religion centered around obedience and fear.
Whoa, now that's a pretty wild claim. So they're not just controlling minds and resources, they're allegedly manipulating the very foundations of religious beliefs.
That's the heart of Sitchin's argument. He sees a pattern of manipulation and control that extends from the physical realm of mining to the spiritual realm of religion.